What's going on, everyone? Corey with Xbox Tavern with another review. This time I'm taking a look at Parcel Corps. So basically this game is if you want to take your favorite BMX style game and throw in crazy taxi like delivery service and throw it into a game. That's what this game reminds me of. You take the role of a parcel deliverer who works for a delivery corporation, and your key goal is to get customers and make money for your corporate overlords. There is a story kind of that follows through the game and little beats to the characters, but honestly, I'm not here for the story and it really didn't interest me, so I kind of faded away on that bit. I'm here for the gameplay, so let's talk about that. So the crux of this game is going to come down to controlling the bike, because that's really what you're here to do. So it works like this. You hold up on the left thumbstick and you want to mash A. That's going to get you going. It gets deeper than this, but at a high level, that's going to get you going and moving along. If you ever want to brake, that's going to be your triggers. One for your front brake, one for your rear brake. And you can kind of use those to skid around corners. Tap them both to come to a complete stop. In order to hop around, which is going to be a very primary function to get around the environment, you're going to want to do a bunny hop, which is going to be X. And you can hold X to jump a little higher. When you're in the air, you can do different combinations of the X button in order to do some tricks, which is going to fill up another meter that's going to help you get boosts and things like that. The B button is going to help you slide under low ceilings. And Y, of course, is going to pull out your smartphone, because what kind of online quick service delivery person would you be without a smartphone and an app? So that's like the main controls of the game. Now, the only problem I have with it is it can take a bit to get going. Once you reach like top speed and you are cruising through, it will feel really nice. You'll be able to pull off some really cool lines and feel pretty good about yourself. But if you hit anything, or you crash, or you get stuck in the geometry, which did happen a few times for me, you just come to a complete stop and it feels like it takes forever to get going again, which in some cases can make or break your jobs, because this game relies on delivery in a time limit. That is the main gist of doing these jobs. You need to get the package to the recipient in time. Now, speaking of that, the way that this game works is you're going to be given a zone that you are riding around in. Your job is to go and find customers, and you need to sign them onto the app. So you do this by doing a sign-on challenge with them, and this will vary based off of the business you're trying to get signed on at the time. This is actually where some variety comes into play, because some vendors will have you drop the package off with having as little amount as damage as possible. If you crash too much, you're going to fail the mission. Some of them you're going to have to drop off multiple items before the time runs out. So things like that, which kind of spice up the gameplay a little bit. As you do that, you will level them up. Once you level up with a certain vendor, I think the payments you're getting per delivery, they just increase. I haven't found or seen anything that really gets you anything else past that. Now, the other mode is a delivery rush mode, which that allows you to go to any of the recipients that have a job for you, and you have a time limit to basically get as many deliveries done as you possibly can. So this is where you're going to want to find lines throughout the city and make it as efficient as possible to deliver as much as you can. Now, there's really not a lot of penalties, so if you don't make it, you're not really losing a ton. That is just going to be a constant mode for you to churn out, because as you earn money in that mode specifically, you level up your rep for this zone that I've been talking about. Once you hit a certain level of rep in the zone, a new zone will be opened up to you. You can go there and you repeat the process. Now, the people and the deliveries will change, and obviously the map is going to change. So that's kind of your variety as far as what you're seeing. And so far throughout the game that I've seen, as you go and get deeper into the game, these zones are going to get a lot more complicated. The beginning zone has a lot more open space, and the ability to kind of go in a straight line is there, because that is the quickest way to get to point A from point B. in a city that has taller buildings and is more congested, that is really not the option. So you have to explore vertically sometimes or find shortcuts in order to make these deliveries work. You're also going to come across things like the cops who will jump on you and try to bring you down. So there are going to be obstacles as you progress throughout the game that make things harder, but at the same time more rewarding if you can figure out just how to get the job done in a fast way. Now, besides being fast, the game looks really cool, especially when you can do a big wall ride to a jump that is 2 stories up, throw in some tricks into there, then there's a downhill ramp and you can get your speed up and like you are really feel like you're flying at times. It can feel super cool. So really my negatives come from just the fact that if you are about to fail the mission, or you kind of had a bad start and you just want to restart, as of right now, there's no quick way to do that. You have to kind of wait for the timer to go down. You're going to have to talk to the people again. In some instances, you may have to go and actually ride over there again if you are far away. So that's going to take time. So a quick restart would be welcomed here. And again, it's part of the game, but whenever you hit something and you lose your momentum, man, does it feel like you are stuck with glue to the ground because you are going to be barely moving. You're just going to be mashing that A button to try to pick your speed back up. That again, that's part of the game, but I feel like getting going, getting that acceleration could just help. Speaking of that, it would be so cool if you could upgrade your character or upgrade your bike, because I've mentioned all these delivery jobs and getting money, and you kind of build up a wallet, but there's not a lot to spend on. As you play the game, like some bike pieces will become available, so you can buy a new frame, you can buy these add-ons, new wheels, but it's completely cosmetic. There is absolutely no benefit to doing it, and really the money feels kind of useless. So if there was a way that you could upgrade your bike and actually improve it, maybe make you jump higher, go faster, accelerate quicker, I think that would add a lot to the game. As it stands now, this is not a game that I want to put a ton of time into day after day to try to, beat the game. This is one that I want to just play for a quick session, like in between games, or, have a few days apart maybe, because you're going to be doing the same thing over and over. Now, if you really like it, of course, that's one thing, but there is, only so many deliveries I can do because the places I'm delivering to, they're kind of static. Like they may be random on which one I get, but once you have learned a zone, you are going to be delivering to the same places. So, eventually you're going to be pretty efficient at delivering to those places, but it kind of feels stale while you're in that zone. And then they throw a new zone into you and it kind of, revitalizes it, but it's not enough, So the repeatability kind of gets at me a little bit with this one. But overall, I have enjoyed my time with Parcel Corps. I love the style of this game. The characters are really wacky. Some of the dialogue is pretty funny. So I'll leave you with a little tidbit from the Wiener Man. But this game is interesting. I like this developer's previous works. I've played all their games on Xbox. So this one was a no-brainer for me to want to try. I can even see references of those games here, so that's really nice. I've had a good time with Parcel Corps. It's just going to take a bit for me to get through this one, playing a little bit at a time and not kind of grinding it out, no pun intended. So yeah, if a BMX crazy taxi delivery game sounds up your alley, you're probably gonna like Parcel Corps. But that'll do it for this video. If you are not on xboxtavern.com, be sure to go there. I'm going to have a score for this game. We have scores for a lot of other games, so be sure to check those out. I've been Corey, and I will see you in the next review.
Oh, well, hello there, little person. Your friend Mr. Wiener has a deliciously saucy treat he'd sure love to place inside your lunchbox.